This is a video on how to use a lockout kit to get into your Fisker Ocean if the fob doesn't work and the NFC reader doesn't work and Ocean Link Pro doesn't work. In this particular vehicle, there was a battery change or some sort of other electrical problem, and the vehicle will not power up. So what we'll use is this thing called a lockout kit, and we'll insert a tool through here and we'll show you how to do that. So if you look on Amazon and you just look for lockout kits for vehicles, there's a number of these kits that you can find. They're all pretty cheap. You know, they range from about $30 to 50 some dollars. I would suggest that you want to pick one of these tools. So I'm going to open this one right here just to show you that has a lasso device. And so there's a little lasso end right there. And these two little balls allow you to pull the lasso tight around an object like a door handle. There's also a nice curved long wedge and then a series of pry tools, you know, trim tools that you can use to get in. And definitely get one that has two pneumatic wedges, these bladders that you pump up to gradually expand the door. The more bladders, you could probably do this with one, but having two makes this a lot easier in my opinion. The first thing you'll need to do is apply a generous amount of painter's tape. You don't want to scratch any of this. You're going to be placing some pry tools under this trim. I'll open the door on this vehicle to demonstrate where this trim is. It's a little bit easier to at first pry up in here and get your pneumatic wedge in approximately right here and eventually right here. But you want to get under that trim right there, and you'll be prying back this way with a pry tool, so you don't want to mar up your paint. Once you get this lifted up a little bit, you can take more painter's tape and slide some more painter's tape down in this angle down in here to cover that up. So I found it easiest to start with a pry tool approximately here, almost at the upper corner, not quite. There's a plastic piece of trim under here which is sticks out, so you want to be slightly south of that. And if you pry up a little bit, you can see the door will flex. It's kind of hard to see in the light here, but you'll see the door flex outward just a little bit. And you can then fit let me get this in there a little better. You can fit a pneumatic wedge right here, and you'll slide it in this direction. The pneumatic wedge will then expand and it'll bring the door out a little bit further, and you can fit a second pry tool and eventually a pneumatic wedge up in this area. So this is what the inside of the door trim looks like. If you try to work right up in this corner right here, this large piece of trim gets in the way. So don't insert something right at the very corner here. It's right about here where you want to start, and you'll fit your pneumatic wedge in this direction, and it'll have to go, of course, on the inside of this second piece of trim here. There's also trim in the door sill itself here, so the angle's going to be kind of in this direction, obviously. And it does give you sort of a natural angle to go. And what you'll do is you'll insert your pneumatic wedge in this direction right here. You'll inflate it slightly, put another pry tool in to hold it, and then take your wedge and kind of slide it back and forth, and you'll be able to slide it all the way in. Do the same up top. Eventually you will get a space in here that you can see through right at the corner there, and your tool will go approximately in this direction right here. Sorry about blocking the camera. And the tool will go down to where the door handle is right here. So once we had a gap created with the pneumatic wedges, we were able to slide some painter's tape through that gap and cover this area here so we would not mar up the interior sill. Once you get your tool inserted in the corner of the window, You'll want to direct it down towards the left-hand armrest where the door latch, the door handle, and the buttons for the open and close are. We found it was actually pretty easy to press the buttons for the opening and closing. All right, the unlock tool is in. Here's where it's going to take us 40 minutes just to press the button.
I'm definitely pressing on it now.
Yeah. Do me a favor, just try one of the window switches and just see if you can press forward on a window switch. It later was found that those buttons had no power and they weren't going to work anyways. We ultimately used a lasso type loop to get the door handle. It's kind of hard to see the door handle from here, but if you have an assistant, they may be able to help you talk you through it through the passenger window, and we'll show an example of that.
Oh, shit, like that.
Yeah. Almost got it. Okay, he's got it looped around here, and the door handles. Oh. Okay, pull again. Pull again. Let go and pull again. Pull hard. Pull hard. Pull hard. Hard, hard, hard. Woohoo! In summary, you can get into a Fisker Ocean that has no power whatsoever to the door, to include the lock-unlock buttons, windows. It does not have any NFC reader or capability through the key fob. And this particular vehicle also had an installed OBD2 dongle that we could not access. So your only other option is to use a lockout kit like this, which did in fact work. I would highly recommend getting one that has a lasso type system as well as a push-pull tool. That could be helpful if you have to pull the door handle. The door handle does seem to work to get out. You do have to pull it twice, and the second pull requires significantly more effort.